Got it to work.
Well, the supply catches up.
Uh-huh. Well, yeah, I just saw something. Buttigieg just said that it's going to continue. Did you pick that up this morning? Supply chain disruptions.
Well, the supply.
So we're going to have brand new roads and nothing to put on them.
Well, it's going to take a while for those infrastructure projects
Guys, I
to
got it
get
all.
online.
Got it all working, so we can start our meeting. So first order of business of the November 16th, 2021 RPRC meeting is the draft minutes that Val sent out earlier this morning. I took a look at the minutes and they reflect what actions the RPRC took on November 2nd, 2021. I'll make a motion to approve those minutes. And Sue, you seconded?
Yes.
Oh, let me make you a little louder. I didn't hear you. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, great. Next on our agenda is 6 Trudy Lane for a generator in a wetland buffer. I think someone might be in the audience, so I'm going to admit Bill and see if this is the right Bill. Bill, if you're with us, I'm not sure which application you're here for. Is it for Trudy Lane?
Me?
Yeah,
Oh, no, I'm
which one?
Hobby Farm Drive.
All right, so we'll see you in a little bit.
Okay, no problem. I'll be here.
Yep. Okay, so let me pull up. So he was for Hobby. So let me put him. That's Bill. All right, so let me pull up the plans for 6 Trudy. Share screen. Okay, you guys can see the shared screen, okay?
Yeah, thanks.
Okay, so what we are talking about here is a new generator at the X and a propane tank with the rectangle. We recently approved an expansion to the patio a few months ago, I'm guessing, if I recall. So now they're asking to put the generator in. It's in, you can see the wetlands over here. So obviously the both these items are in the buffer. I don't have any real concerns about it. The generator has to be suitably screened. They have to mark the distances to the setbacks to make sure it complies with the town code. But given the limited impact here and that it's lawn and we approved the patio, you know, we should talk about what the approval authority should be for this wetlands permit. I think it would be an administrative wetlands permit, but George, you have any thoughts or comments on this one?
Well, we've been fairly accommodating on these matters.
Yeah.
There's such small intrusions. And I guess the question is the propane that's, they just rest there. Is there a platform? Is there a concrete padding? What do we do with?
I believe usually they put it on a concrete pad, but yeah, I would assume that would be the case.
Okay.
They're not buried?
Some are buried. Here they didn't say it's buried, so I'm assuming it's not. But the impacts are relatively the same. If they bury it, it gets buried. If it's on top of the ground, you know, it's there. Either way, I think would be acceptable.
Okay, and the distance from the pad, the tanks to the generator itself in the house,
Approximately, I guess the tank is about 50 feet to both, and then the generator is a few feet off the house.
Like 6 feet, is that the code, I think?
Yeah, I asked them, they have to identify what that distance is, but yeah, that would be my guess.
Yeah, okay. Well, given the lack of enormity of this project, right? I would say, we should go forward with it, with an administrative wetland permit.
Okay. And with the building department?
Yes,
All right, so you want to make that motion or me, George?
I'll make that motion.
Okay, so I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. All right. So admin, what was that with burn with? Okay, go to. All right, next is 18 Windmill Place for a pool. And we have Alan Pilch here. And yes, so let's let Alan in. Alan, you're up. You're here for 18 Windmill, right?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. So do you have the plans that you could share with us? And
Sure.
if you do, take the committee through what's being proposed here.
Yes.
Great.
Let me share screen. Is that visible?
Yep.
Okay. So what's being proposed here is a pool, just in the rear yard of the property. I'll just expand this a little bit. So a pool is being proposed in the rear yard of the property, surrounded with a patio, and the pool itself is 20 by 50 feet. And what you can see here also is the pool coping. A spa is also being shown on the plan. This is a grass area here. That's the setback line. So it's 30 feet, the setback from the property line. In addition, we're just showing there's an existing walkway from the single family, from the house to the deck. And we're showing like a bluestone paver walkway, just set, onto the ground, provide access from the existing walkway, which is also a bluestone walkway, to the pool. There's a small retaining wall which will also be constructed here, only a couple feet high. As you can see, there's a septic tank here, and the existing leaching system is here. This is the 100% expansion area. And that's pretty much what's being proposed here. I'll just show you also, I'll show you on the second sheet here, the grading plan for it. The grading plan showing what's being proposed. So there's a short wall here. This is some of the material that's removed from the pool in order to construct it will be placed on the east side. I'll just point it out, Windmill Place is on the left. And we are providing a slot drain around the perimeter of the pool to pick up the runoff from it and convey it down to chambers in kind of a brushy area of the property presently. And so last week we conducted a deep hole test here and found very good soils. And we're conducting a percolation test on Friday. That's the plan. So that's really it. It's, I'll say, another pool project, of which I'm sure there've been plenty. That's what's being proposed here.
Yeah.
There's no changes to the house that are being proposed at all. No changes in the front yard. It's all the activities occurring in the back.
Alan, is it heated?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Is the pool heated? Because I don't see propane tank anyplace.
It's a good question. I'll have to ask how we're going to do that. I presume it probably would be. Right now we're showing the equipment underneath the existing deck. You can walk underneath that. There's so much grade change from here. The deck is pretty high compared to the house. But that's where we're showing the pool equipment pad. I'll ask that question. I presume it will be. If that is the case, we'll show something probably in this location here. propane
Are
tank.
are you taking down any trees?
No, it's actually in a lawn area where it's completely lawn where this is.
You won't need to take any trees down, Alan, for the infiltrator back
I
there?
don't think so, really.
Oh,
You know,
good.
I gotta tell you,
Okay.
it's kind of a brushy area and there's trees surrounding it. So I really don't think so.
Okay.
There were trees in that area, but it's, the infiltration area is not that large.
Mhm.
And it's, we had no problem at all digging for the deep
Yeah.
hole testing.
The only other question I had, Alan, was what are you doing on the slope? It's not going to be grass. You're going to plant it with something else?
It'll probably get planted because of because it is a slope. It's like I think it's a 3-to-1 slope. But
Okay,
I think what will end up, because it is a slope, so we'll plant it with, probably shrubs.
okay. You'll just should give us the details of that plan. I know you had it identified as being planted, but not with
Right.
what.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah.
I'll just point out, there is an existing footing drain from the house.
Yeah, I
Well,
saw
actually-
that out there. Yeah,
Actually relocating it,
yep. Okay,
what happens.
you know
but,
what? Why don't
yeah.
you stop sharing and I'll just show some pictures of the property so the
Okay.
committee can understand. 18 windmill.
Alan, are they sure they want the equipment that close to the house? Those pumps, you're going to hear it. It's just,
perhaps.
I don't really care. It's just
Well, I can
question they
discuss that
want-
with them. I suppose an alternative location could be, I suppose towards the northern property line, but I want to keep it outside the setback, correct?
sure.
So, it would be, I could look at putting on the north side of the house.
I don't really, it's not an issue for me, but the homeowner may want to, consider how close to the house they want the equipment.
Sure.
Okay. You guys see the aerial?
Yeah,
Yes.
Yeah, so so the pool's going in this corner and the infiltrator's back here. So,
I said it's kind of a brushy area. I know
Yeah.
there are trees there, but there are places here to do it without taking down trees.
okay. So anyone have any concern or does this seem like something that should move forward with the building department?
Just a couple of questions. The fencing, has that been indicated?
Yes, there is a fence on the drawing. I think it's C102, probably C101, shows a fence along from the northeast corner of the house to the property line. There's also from the southeast corner of the house to the property line and one along the southern property line. There is an existing fence which is compliant on the eastern property line and on the northern property line. So it's really just two sides, like on the kind of like from the from the rear facade of the house to the northern property line and to the southern property line along the southern property line. So there is a 4-foot height fence shown there.
Okay.
There is no
and what-
fencing between this house and the neighbor to the south.
All right, is there screening or is there,
I mean, for the pool to the,
well, for the adjoining neighbor?
there's none shown on this plan.
There will be, or there'll be some sort of,
Yeah, but there is
Um,
screening between the properties, George.
there is.
Yeah,
Okay, you're satisfied with that, yeah.
yes, I'll pull up the aerial again, you can see. Let me share this. And you got, the committee you could tell me, but yeah, see all the screening here?
Oh, okay.
Oh, I thought you meant on the opposite side.
Well, this is the
There's
pool
actually-
side.
Right.
Well, the house
side,
too.
definitely, there's a lot of vegetation there.
Oh, okay, all right. So they're not going to see the pool, or they're going to minimal.
I think so, yeah. There's some screening on the other property line, but it's, the pool's all the way on the other side of the yard. And there's fairly good screening that exists along this side property line, the closest.
Okay, good. And no issues of wetlands. What about discharge of water when the pool is empty? Which way?
That's going to go into the Coltex.
Okay,
Correct.
very good.
All right. I'll make a motion to send this to the building department.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Hey,
All right, thanks, Alan.
Thank you. So I guess what I should do is at least address with the owner where the pool equipment should go and at
Yep.
least talk about whether like a propane tank.
Yep.
I think
And then-
there is gas service to the house. I do know that.
Okay.
well, there you go.
Also, Alan, I gave Adam a few comments. They're minor comments, but one of them is that I see you're relocating the expansion area for the
Correct.
septic. You're gonna
Yes.
get that okayed by the health department?
Yes, we're sliding it over about 10 feet or so
Yeah, just
to make sure we
Just
have the. proper-
memorialize it with the health department so it's on file.
Yes, absolutely.
Great. Thanks, Alan.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate it.
Well,
Thank you,
thanks,
everyone in the committee.
Right.
Next, we're moving on to Delwood Farm Way. I see that they're also waiting here, so we'll get them in here. Okay.
Recording in.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
I'm Joe Grillo from Westchester Building. How are you?
Good.
Okay, so what we have here is a covered porch proposed at the rear of this house. I'll share my screen. You can see what we're talking about. Ah, okay.
All right. Charlie, let me have Mark's drawing, please.
Okay, so that's essentially what's being proposed, lower level, covered porch over an existing patio.
Correct. It's going to have 2 columns, and the rest will be attached to the main house. It's going to be in line with the existing deck, and I think it's like 12 by 14. It'll be open. The only thing we might do on one side, the porch side, we might do a hanging, like a little hanging petition for a flat screen TV that's not on that print. But that's about, basically, it's just the open air gable end with the 2.
Yeah.
Hold on. With the 2 columns.
Yeah, yeah, I don't have any major issues here. I have some technical issues on getting an updated site plan and showing the setbacks and getting land coverage addressed. You know, John, I don't know if you noticed, but there's some improvements to the rear of the house in terms of the terrace that weren't on the original site plan when we approved the lot. This was part of the Hammond Ridge subdivision, so, you know, I don't know if there are any stormwater implications there, but, you know, whatever.
Well, as I saw it, the roof was going over an existing patio.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess my
Well,
point is that patio was never reviewed of that size, you know?
Yeah,
Oh,
Did
okay.
update patio, like you said, sir, and it did have like it had like a patio. At one time, it had some treated lumber, 6x6s, stairs that rotted away. So we basically recreated what was there. But yeah, we did make it a little bit bigger. It was time during the time of COVID, and we basically that was it. That's what we did there, and we did some shrubbery and stuff. But
Yep.
it doesn't go past, like I said, the existing porch, and it's open air.
Sue,
If we,
any
Good.
issues on this project that you see?
Oh, looks good to me.
Yeah, same here. I don't have any major concerns other than just, addressing the details. Other committee members?
Good.
All right,
the only thing the other thing, guys, is looking at the gable, and it shows the gable itself closed in with siding.
mhm.
I just might leave that open, but I'll give you an as-built when it's done.
Any issues with that? Yeah, it might actually look better open. Yep.
Yeah, we're thinking of just like a kind of a truss look there.
Yep. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any issues with that.
Okay, I appreciate your time.
Well, just hold on for a second and let us
Okay.
vote on this. So I'll make a motion to send this to the building department.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. All right, so we'll post these comments later today on the town website. So address those and then bring the responses and the updated plans to the building department.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Appreciate
All
it,
right.
and
Take care.
Thank you.
thanks.
Yep.
Hold on there. How do you turn this off now?
It's all right. I'll put you back. I'll put you
Yeah.
back.
My tech skills aren't that good. All right, good. So we'll just wait for the building department.
Okay, and I think it is just us left. Yes. Okay. Next, we are going to 17 Bayberry. So in this case, Sue, you're not going to be part of the RPRC. You're going to recuse yourself.
Yes,
And do we have four? We'll have to wait for Larry to come back, so we have a quorum. Right, so we'll have to just wait a second here.
I can discuss the project.
Yeah, but we should wait for Larry, so
Okay,
he's got to vote on this.
should we go to the next one
Well,
while we're
did Larry
waiting?
say he was leaving for a bit? I didn't catch it. Did he say anything?
No,
All right, so then let's go to the next one. And we'll come back to 17 Bayberry. Let me see if anyone's waiting for the next one.
oh,
Here
here
it
comes Larry.
Oh, all right, okay, good. All right, Larry, we had to wait for you because. we
Oh, I'm
actually-
sorry.
No, it's okay. We didn't have a quorum. So just to explain what's happening, we're going to discuss 17 Bayberry Road next. Sue is going to recuse herself from review of this application. And you know what, Sue, I'm going to actually put you in the waiting room because you're recusing yourself. Is that okay? And then I'll discuss this with the
Absolutely.
committee, and then I'll let you in afterwards, okay?
Fine.
So hold on.
But I can present.
What's that?
I can present this.
Okay, go ahead.
I was with Tom Marino and we went around the property and he found an ash tree that is infected with this borer issue. And he said it has to come down.
Yes, the emerald ash borer.
Right, so it is away from the house. It's basically in the woods. And I don't like trees coming down. But he said this has to, and they need to do it soon before the tree dies. And the reason is Save a Tree will not climb trees that are dead.
Hmm.
So they want to do it now.
All right, that's a
So
great
it's only
explanation.
one tree.
That's a great explanation. Thank you. I'll make a motion to approve this tree or send this tree removal to the building department.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Send to building.
Susan, I just had to take one down on my property, an ash that just,
It's really
same
bad.
issue.
Yep.
While I have your collective wisdom here, I have a neighbor who has some trees that should come down, but they're unresponsive and their fall radius is right on my house
Okay.
and the way they're pitched.
Yep.
I've sent two or three texts and emails. I had a couple of phone calls.
Yeah. From what I've heard from the insurance companies, George,
Right.
you should send a certified letter
Okay.
stating that these trees are in declining health and in a danger to your property,
Mhm.
right? And then that shifts responsibility to their insurance company, essentially, if you're damaged. That's my understanding.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to be sleeping in the basement on a windstorm, but
No, yeah. Hopefully that gets their attention,
unless you let me build out my basement, in that case, I could.
You can come in for that, sure. All right, so we're moving on to 4 Yale Place. Let me see if there's anyone here for this one. There is not, so I'll pull up the plans. It's for a deck. And this is a very straightforward application in my mind. Just hold on while I share the plans. Okay. So what we have here, let me zoom in, is an existing patio, at-grade patio represented by the dashed line. And they want to eliminate the patio and put in a new deck. But it gets, a little bit larger and there's some grade changes. So this becomes a deck rather than an at-grade patio. I don't really have any issues with what's being proposed. Let me just pull up.
It did look like it was in the wetland setback,
Yeah,
local and
I was just-
possibly state wetlands.
exactly. State and local. Proposed deck slightly larger. RPRC should determine appropriate approval authority for the likely required local wetlands permit and possibly DEC. And then I have some technical comments on just preparing the plan. But we need to determine how this wetland permit should be reviewed. I don't think it's a significant wetland impact since we're only talking about the footings for the deck back here, but you guys
Yeah.
should discuss
It
it.
looked like they only had 11 sonotubes they were
Yeah,
putting in.
yep. How do you feel about that, George? It's really in your wheelhouse here.
I love sonotubes. I think if that's all there is, then I'd go forward with it.
Yeah, I'd say given the sensitivity here, this should be an administrative wetlands permit that John's office reviews just to make sure everything
Right.
is okay. Is there some consensus on that?
I'm fine with that.
Yeah, okay, so then I'll make a motion, send to building with administrative wetlands permit reviewed by town engineer.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All right.
Aye. Okay, great. All right, the next, let me stop sharing. The next item, 2 Whippoorwill Crossing has been removed from the agenda. This was for a tree removal. The building department went out there and determined that this was a hazardous tree, and hazardous trees do not require the issuance of a tree permit. So they'll be able to take that down. The next item we have is 135 Nethermont. I see Michael is here. We'll let him in. This is a very straightforward application. Okay. Michael, hi. All right, let me pull up 135 Nethermont. All right, so what we're talking about is replacing an existing 10 by 12 shed with a 12 by 12 shed. So that's the existing shed. That's getting removed. And then the new shed is going in the same place. That is 12 by 12. I don't have any issues with this at all. Any thoughts or concerns from the committee?
Is it on a pad, on a concrete base?
I don't think it is, but let's see. Yeah, no, it's a wood.
Mhm. Will the new one be on wood as well?
I'm assuming we don't have any information to the contrary. I don't know, Michael, if you want to, I know you're with us, if you want to speak to that. Doesn't look like his microphone's connected. Is that significant to you, Susan?
No,
Okay,
Adam, there's no setback issues.
no setback issues. We're gonna have him modify that plan to show the setbacks, but it will have to comply, and it looks like it would. This is in a district that doesn't have large setback requirements.
Okay.
Oh, Michael's trying to connect now, so let's give him a sec. No, all right, didn't work. You know what, Michael? I'll put you in the waiting room and then I'll let you in again. Maybe sometimes that resets itself. So hold on. I'll try again. Yeah, I don't think we're gonna get to hear from him. But committee, any concerns on how to move this forward?
No,
All right, then I'll make a motion to send this new shed replacement to the building department.
I'll second.
All in favor? Aye.
Mm.
All right, Michael, I know we can't hear you, but we basically said just file the permit with the building department. We're gonna put some comments together just on showing the setbacks that you can write in on the site plan. But the next step is just to coordinate with the building department and you should be all set. All right, thumbs up if you're okay. All right, well, I'll take that as we'll coordinate with him offline. All right. All right, we'll move on to the next item. Okay, send to building. Next up is 9 Hobby Farm Drive, and we have Bill in the waiting room for that, so we'll get him in here. All right, Bill, you're up now.
Okay, here I am.
All right, great. So we're talking about 9 Hobby Farm Drive for the new pool and patio.
Correct.
Let me pull up the plans. So 9 Hobby Farm.
I think.
Share my screen. So basically, new pool and spa tucked in behind the house with a patio. There's some topography that's going on in this back corner here, but this fits in nicely back here. You're staying out of the wetland buffer, which is off-site and extends right to this corner here. So, yeah, you know, Bill, you've got a plan that shows it in the buffer, so just take care of that after the fact.
Which one?
This one.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Yeah,
there.
yeah, no, I figured as much.
Who pulls?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, no
Yeah.
idea what happened on that one.
Let me see if, oh yeah, any trees that need to come out? I don't think so, right?
There's on the corner of the house right up here, there's an old ornamental cherry. It's way too close to the corner of the house.
Oh, I see. The remove 18-inch cherry. Got it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep.
So that's gonna go. And then there's a witch hazel shrub that's over here.
Yeah, but we don't care about.
Yeah, it's just blocking the driveway. That's the only tree that is gonna come out.
Okay, so 18-inch cherry tree removed, 18-inch cherry. You don't actually even, given where that is, I don't even think you need a permit, but we'll put it in here just so there's no confusion. Any thoughts from the committee on this plan and what's being proposed here?
When, I don't know how this pool's gonna work when they backwash or drain. Where's the water going?
Yeah, Bill, can you,
Well, there was an infiltration system proposed.
Yes, if you can go to,
which plan?
keep going. It's the engineer's plan.
Hudson,
Yeah,
yeah, that's Mike Stein's plan. It was well designed.
Okay,
He just has to just put some dimensions on there to confirm that it has the setback off the well, which it appears to have. It just isn't dimensioned.
So,
what's gonna happen is, and if you could scroll down just a little bit. Okay, there's gonna be a pipe from the equipment here. So when they backwash, it's gonna go into these channel drains and then tie into the system over here.
okay, does that work for you, John? Is that fine?
Yeah, I didn't see, yeah, now I see where he's pointing. Yeah, I looked at this plan. It's well done. It's a well-prepared plan.
Thank you.
We just have to verify the test results and the soils, the perk tests, and some setback issues. They were part of my comments. But I don't see
Setback
any,
between the pool and the infiltration you're talking about?
no, between the infiltrators and the well.
And
It
the
looks
well.
like he has plenty of distance. I just want him to put a dimension on it. Looks like he has his 50 feet, which he's gonna be required.
Yeah, oh, you know, we should just talk for a minute, though. So, you know, that pool is right at the 100-foot buffer line.
Right.
Not likely you're gonna be able to build that without going into the buffer. So if you need a wetlands permit, we should talk about, you know, the board's concern about that and how it should be processed. You know, it would be a very minor impact. It's all lawn over there. So if it's required, is the committee okay with it being processed as an administrative permit?
I am.
Yeah, okay. Everyone else, that's okay?
yeah.
Good. All right, anything else does the committee want to discuss?
Pool heating equipment, has that been put in there?
Yep.
Yeah, that's right here.
And we've got a detail of that unit.
Okay,
Somewhere here. It was included.
all right.
Here it is. Yep. Right, this is the heater.
Yes,
Right.
correct.
That's propane? Is that the, or do they have natural gas there?
Propane.
Okay.
Well, I'll make a motion to send this to the building department.
I'll second.
Second,
Okay, George, all in favor? Aye.
Right.
Aye.
All right, Bill, looks good. Nice project.
Thank you. So what do we do next?
So I will put my comments together as well as the comments from the town engineer. That will be in the letter of determination. That will be posted later today on the town's website. Then you will address those comments and submit to the building department.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. Take
Great.
care.
Thank you, guys.
Yep. Okay. Next is 9 Quaker Meeting House, which was on an earlier RPRC. We had them come back and address some comments. So let's let them in. And okay, Paul, you're with us?
Yes, everyone can hear me?
Yep. All
Wonderful.
right, let me pull up the plans and then you can just tell us a bit about what's happening out here.
Sure.
Just give me a second.
No problem.
Share screen. Okay, so this was once before the RPRC and we asked you to address some comments and come back to us, which you've done. Just so people understand, we're talking about the Leisure Farm subdivision and then building a new pool and, you know, some retaining walls in the back to get this in here. You've addressed most of my comments from the last time, which is great. And I don't know, John, if there are any major issues left for you.
No, the major issue was the wetland line and
Right,
that was
exactly.
resolved.
Yep.
It's-
Right, so the applicant went out there. We saw a line that was much closer to the house on the general GIS, but after going out there and the applicant looking exactly where that line is, and then having the town confirm that, this is outside of that line. So that's
Yes.
good benefit. And that was the major issue for the RPRC.
Yes.
When it first came in, right?
Correct.
It wasn't clear whether this was significantly in the buffer or not. So now that it's not, and we have those facts settled, I don't have any major comments here.
I don't either. There's just some technical issues that have to be resolved during the building permit process.
Yeah, my major comment is you're now within 5 square feet of the maximum amount of gross land coverage, which is fine as long as you're below. But just keep in mind that there's no wiggle room for the future here.
Yes, we've gone over that a number of times with the homeowners and being careful with items. So they're aware of that. And I know one of the big items was the drainage. We did the on-site review and test holes and test percolation tests. The engineering drawings are basically finished. We just couldn't unfortunately get them in, but I wanted to get this over to you because I know that's kind of next phase, because like you said, the big concerns were the wetlands line and making sure that we're okay there. The other item we discussed was the deck portion that is within the side yard setback as being needing a variance. So as per our comment letter, response letter, we note that the homeowners are aware of it and they would like to proceed with that. And it sounded like, in speaking with your office, Adam, and the ZBA, that they can pull kind of the driveway permit separately while we go to the ZBA to hopefully get approval for that expansion of the deck into the side yard setback.
Yeah, what driveway? What do you mean by that?
The modifications to the existing driveway?
Well, normally we would issue the building department would issue this all as one permit. You don't think
Oh, go ahead.
you could, you're not going to build this right now, right? This time of year?
No, they're looking to, no, because the driveway, we couldn't do any asphalt work right now, so they wouldn't do any of that. So it may be just waiting for it. When I
Yeah.
spoke with buildings, they said it wouldn't be an issue to pull, because the deck would be, it can be its own separate structure, similar to, they have the
Okay.
pool permit. They could separate them if we wanted to pull,
All
but
right,
I,
well,
I agree with
yeah,
you. At this point in time, we're probably
That's
just
fine. Just work it out with the building department.
perfect.
Yeah, any concerns from the RPRC? How do we want to proceed? Send them to building and ZBA at this point?
Sounds
Yeah.
like a good plan.
Okay, so I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Okay, Sue, all in favor? Aye.
Hey,
All right, so we'll put all of these comments together, post it later today, and
Okay.
then just coordinate with the building department. They'll get you over to the ZBA for that side yard setback for the deck expansion, and you'll go from there.
Okay, wonderful. I appreciate it.
Alright.
Thank you, everyone. You have a good day.
You too.
Great.
Take-
Bye.
Okay, and then we've got one more for an addition at Byram Ridge Road. And good, they're here because I think we've got a couple questions. All right, wait, give Seth a minute here to connect. Oh, there you are, Seth.
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. Do you have anyone else coming, Seth?
Yeah, I actually have the architect is supposed to be on. I gave him the
that
login
Joseph?
info. I'm sorry?
That Joseph?
Yes,
Okay, let him in.
thank
Good.
you.
Yep,
Hi.
let's give Joseph a sec to just get with us. All right, well, we could there we are. So Joseph, you're with us?
yes,
Great. So let me share the plans so we can see what we're talking about.
You guys were moving today. You know, big agenda.
We're trying to keep things going. So you're removing a piece of the house and then renovating the entire thing and then taking the 1-story out and replacing it with a 2-story. That's
Right. It's basically the garage that is, it's an old single car garage that is attached to the house now. So our plan is to turn that into interior living space and then add a second floor to it.
Yeah. So let me just show the board what's out there. So this is the house as it exists today. This is a separate detached garage, but this is the main focus of what's happening.
Correct.
And here you can compare that to this elevation. So you're moving a bunch of things around here on the front elevation, at least the one from the street. What are you doing to that roof line, Joseph? It's hard to tell if that's actually getting taller or not.
The main roof line is just extended into the new gable on the left.
Okay, so it's just the elevation itself.
Yeah, it's because you're lower down on the street.
Yeah, understood. I just want to make sure that we're clear. So, and what's, the front of that house is what, stucco now?
It is, yes.
And what are you proposing to put on? So,
The stucco is going to remain, and the addition will have pre-painted white hardy board.
I see. Okay, that's not entirely clear from this elevation, so,
Right.
right?
Yeah, it's, we were deciding, going back and forth, and actually I missed that with Joe, that we are
Okay.
keeping the stucco.
Yeah, it actually works for this house, right?
It does, it does.
Yeah.
And we went back and forth on that a lot, and
Yeah,
I actually really like the stucco.
I'm glad you said that. That was my reaction too, Seth. You know, we've got a representative of the ARB here too. Susan, you have any thoughts on that? Or,
So I'm just understanding the front door is being moved.
yeah,
Yeah, when you come into the house right now, currently, see, part of what I love about this house is that it's old, which is why I want to keep the stucco, and I want to keep the integrity of the house the way it is,
Mhm.
but sort of modernize it a little bit and fix it a little bit, because right now the front door is all the way on the right side, and it really enters, you sort of enter directly into a very tiny, like, sort of mirror. And so I wanted to get the door centered and update the windows so that the flow of the house works better. But I really don't want to change the look of the house very much because I really like it.
So you're adding one more dormer.
Yes, on the existing house, there's the 4 dormers.
So you're adding a dormer.
Yeah, on the left of that,
This
there's.
house has been added and added onto. So you're actually, what you're doing is you're making a uniform house out of it.
Yes, exactly. It's a little
You're doing
disjointed right
a
now.
good job. And the colors, what are the colors going to be?
The colors are going to be white with gray accents, some gray moldings, but it's going to be white, primarily a white house.
And the stucco?
Will remain white and will remain.
So the white, are you doing a hardy plank or?
Yes, on the addition, we will be doing hardy on the addition. A sort of wider board hardy. I think we're going to do probably a 6 or 7 inch reveal.
Okay, no, I like it. I
Thank
think
you.
it's a big
yeah, I'm glad
improvement.
you guys joined so you could explain that. So I'll make, well, let me see if I have any comments here before. I don't think I did. All right, we asked about what is the exterior. Oh, yeah, you might need a flood development permit, right? A portion of this property is in the flood zone, so you'll need to get that from the building department.
Okay.
There's wetlands in the back. You should show where the buffer line is. You know, the committee, if there needs to be a wetlands permit for this addition, we should talk about how that should be processed. Given that it's already disturbed area with the piece of the house, you know, I'm not all that concerned about the wetland impacts. George, you really should weigh in on this.
Okay, so the footprint of the extension,
Is essentially the same,
right?
right?
Are
Except
you-
for that covered porch.
And the wetland,
Sorry,
the wetland appears to be more than 100 feet from the house. And it doesn't appear to be much disturbance with the project.
Agreed.
Land disturbance.
Agreed. We just didn't have that number on the plan, so I wanted to at least discuss the contingency if for
Yes.
whatever reason.
Yeah,
Okay, so if there is a need for a review, I think that can be done by administrative wetland permit.
All right, if needed. Which I don't think it will either. Let's see.
how
Yeah,
about the bedroom count?
yeah, I was just gonna say the health department is probably gonna need to weigh in on the adequacy of that septic system with the addition.
Yeah, we're not changing the bedroom count, actually.
One of the existing bedrooms is going to become a part of the new master bedroom suite, which is the addition on the left over the garage. So the bedroom count's going to stay the same, but the location is being moved a little bit. So you probably will need a Board of Health approval on just relocating the bedrooms.
Everyone okay with this plan?
Yes, I'm sure there's going to be a change in the walkway and in the landscaping.
Yeah, I'm gonna add a lot of, I really like hydrangea, so I'm gonna be planting a lot of hydrangea in the front of the house. But the walkway will remain pretty similar to the way it is now. It'll be bluestone as it is now. It'll just be slightly altered because the front door again is moving to the center as opposed to all the way to the side of the house.
Okay, you should update the plan to show that if it's changing. Is this,
Okay.
yeah, if this is not right, then yeah, update that, okay?
Okay, we will do that.
The portion you can see on that plan there, there's two sections where the walkway goes into the house on the front.
Mm-hmm.
The one on the left was to a side door, so we're just going to shift that square footage over to the new front door. So
Yeah.
it should
Yeah,
stay
I mean,
the same, but I just have to
We're not
update it.
gonna have any issue with it, but you just want to put that on the plan.
Okay.
Thanks.
Okay, so I'll make a motion to send this to the building department.
Great.
I think that was Sue. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Right.
All right, so we'll post these comments later today on the RPRC website. Then you'll revise the plans according to those comments and submit to the building department to get the permit.
Perfect. Thank you very much, everybody.
Sure. Take care.
Have a nice day. Bye.
All right, and that concludes our meeting. Thank you, everyone, for coming. All right.
Thank you, Adam.
All right.
Care.
Bye now.
Have a great day.
Thanksgiving.